Hello gamers. So I got a cool run in Shirase and I forgot to record audio for it, so I'm just gonna dub it over. So, not to spoil the ending, just in case you've somehow not read the title yet, this is an Orange Line S6. So I'm gonna complete the game, but I'm only gonna get a grade of S6. If you've played Shirase, you might know that every 100 levels you clear, you get one of the S grades. So if you clear 1300 levels, you'll get an S13 basically every time, unless you're doing strange, unusual things. The exception to this rule is by getting regrets, and we thought for the longest time that a regret was just getting a section of 100 levels over a minute. So if I cleared 200 to 300 in over a minute, that would get me a regret, right? I'm going into 200 at 49 seconds. So if I get to 300 at 1 minute and 49 seconds, that'll give me a regret. But the story's not so simple. I was playing around with Aurora and Agent Basie, and we were trying to figure out what sort of grade you could get. Like, what's the minimum grade you can get in Shirase? And we were doing this by playing it, and we found out that we failed to stall a section for an entire minute, but we still got a regret. It turns out 50 seconds will also give you a regret, implying that 1 minute and 39 seconds should be a fine time to reach 300 and still get a regret for this 200 to 300 section. So I end up leaving it at 140. And indeed, a 51-second section or thereabouts, and it gives me a regret. So that's the first regret of this run. I want to reach S6, so I want to get 7 regrets this run. Now you may be thinking, why don't I just stall every section? That's because of the Toricons. You have to reach level 500 by 3 minutes and 3 seconds, and you have to reach level 1000 by 6 minutes and 6 seconds. These Toricons are different in Classic Rule, but those are the times in World Rule. And if you get there too slow, the game will end, and it'll just say, excellent, but let's go better next time. So I'm reaching 400 at, let's see here, I went in at 140, and so I'm leaving at 231, so another 51-second section. But now I've really got to push, because there's only 32 seconds left until 303, and I really need to reach 500 before 303, because otherwise the game ends, and I can't clear Shirase. I can only hit 500 instead of 1300. So, 250 with a nice fast section. I entered that section pretty high, which I had plenty of time to set up all the stack height for that because I was purposefully stalling and going slow, so it's not as if I needed to clear lines. And I left that section at a pretty middling height. In general, moving your stack downwards will be a fast way to get through sections because line clears increase your level as well as every time a piece spawns. But, anyways, we are up to 2 sections by level 500. Sorry, 2 regrets by level 500. I want 3 more before we hit 1000, so I'm going to get one here from 500 to 600. So I stall this section all the way up to 50 seconds. I leave it at 340, which is good. I think I came in somewhere around 250. And then I want to play this section kind of fast because I'm looking to do like a slow section from 500 to 600, then a fast section into 700, where I can do 600 to 700 such that I leave it low. 404, not bad. That was a little slow, but it'll do. Then I want this section to be slow, and then the next one can be fast, and then the next one can be slow. But I entered this section at 404. I've got 300 more levels to go till 1000, by which time I need to still be under 606. So I've only got 2 minutes and 2 seconds for 3 sections, 2 of which I want to stall for like 50, 51 seconds. So the pressure's kind of on at this point because I only have a budget of like 20 to 22 seconds remaining for the 800 to 900 section, which is totally doable. Like if I was like R9 or Hebomai, I would do that no problem. But me, I'm gonna enter 800 at 454 with a super awkward stack. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not getting 20. But I clean it up really fast. I get a couple Tetrises, which get you a lot of levels per like line or per piece or whatever. And then I hit this nice down stack, and I don't dilly-dally. I don't get level stopped. I leave at 514. So, plenty of time to spare. 514 plus 50 seconds of stalling is 604. So as long as I leave the 900 section somewhere between 604 something and 606 flat, I'll be just fine. I'll get the regret for it. That'll be my 5th regret this game, and I'll still make it to level 1000. And after that, I'm home free. Once I've made it to level 1000 under 606, there's no more Toricons, no more opportunities for the game to end early. I just have to survive the last 3 sections, and I want to get 2 more regrets. I was playing around with the maximum time that you can stall in these sections, because they are the fastest sections of Shirase, so they're the most difficult to do slowly. I leave at about 6:05, so I'm doing just perfectly. The game didn't end. I squeaked in right under the threshold for cutting off your game early, and I still got the regret. So I am taking out every trick I can think of to stall during 1000. I really want to make sure that I take at least 50 seconds. And during 1000, I don't think I needed to be this enthusiastic about stalling. Like, I entered at 6:05. I only need to leave somewhere above 6:55. I'll be totally fine to stop stalling from here, but 1100 is the hard one to stall. I'll get my 6th regret, no problem. The timer's already reaching 6:55 as I speak. But 1100's tricky. It's the trickiest stall. I enter at 7 flat point something, so I need to leave above 750 point something, and I know it. I also know that stalling 1200 is not feasible. It's just not, it's not feasible. I don't know, someone else could do it. You find some like interesting rhythm player who hits some like really neat step resets or whatever. I don't know. But I mean, it's not happening to me. And it's certainly not happening in Classic Rule, which has step reset instead of move reset, so stalling is way harder. I am interested to try this challenge in Classic Rule and like see how far you can push it, but the actual activity of stalling sounds tricky. So the timer is at like in the 740s. I entered this section at 7:05, or sorry, at 7 flat, so I need to leave at like 7:51. So I have to just upstack without clearing a line, because if I don't clear a line, it won't bring me from 1199 to 1200. This level stop feature has worked in my favor for once, because ordinarily I want to go fast, but today I want to go really slow. And what better way to go slow than by failing to progress at all at each piece spawn. And that's it. Anyways, I survived the 1200 section. No surprises there. I'm, plenty experienced at Shirase to achieve that. I can't say Shirase is like an easy game. I think it's a little bit easier than M30 in Tetris Effect Connected, but there's like a 2-digit number of people in the world who have cleared that, so I acknowledge that there is significant difficulty there. But that's it. I just have to play out the role. I guess I don't really have to play out the role. If I die in the role, the leaderboard will have a green line under my score. But if I survive the role, it'll have an orange line under my score. And I just want to get an orange line S6. I didn't really have interest in getting a green line S6. Like, either of them would be fine. Having any line at all indicates that I did reach level 1300, which is the most baffling thing, because usually an S6 is somewhere between levels 600 and 700, but this one's at 1300. I don't know, that's it. That's the cool thing I did. It says S6 despite me clearing the game, because I did something silly. Anyways, that's all for me. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.